Okay.
All right, Othello. You were married to Desdemona, is that right?
Yes, I am.
In fact, I believe you described your relationship as being one flesh. So it's safe to say with a description like that you're pretty close, weren't you? You never let anybody else have Desdemona.
She's my wife.
She was yours and yours alone.
She's allowed to have a life, but we are joined together. We love each other.
But now, your marriage wasn't exactly conventional, though, was it?
I would describe it as conventional.
But didn't you, in fact, elope with Desdemona?
Yes.
Without the consent of her father. All right, but now, you and Desdemona weren't married for too long, now were you? In fact, your marriage was cut short by her somewhat untimely death, is that right?
Yes.
And I'd actually like to go forward and talk about that day a bit now. You, early in the day, met with Iago, is that right? And Iago informed you that Cassio had allegedly admitted to sleeping with Desdemona, is that correct? Yes, and of course this infuriated you.
I was frustrated and confused.
Frustrated. So you agree that you were quite angry that your wife had allegedly slept with somebody else.
I wouldn't say angry, I would say frustrated and confused.
You wouldn't say you were angry that your wife allegedly cheated on you.
I couldn't believe that, no.
All right, and now, after this, Iago told you that Cassio would be coming by, is that right? And he also told you to hide, but to keep listening, right?
I only saw.
You didn't listen to their conversation at all?
I could only see.
So just going back to what you just testified to previously, you didn't hear the conversation between Iago and Cassio.
I only heard bits and pieces, but what most I have, I could see. And the things I saw were my handkerchief.
So you didn't hear Cassio describing his relationship with that alleged relationship with Desdemona? You didn't hear that. Now, I thought you're aware that you're being filmed here, is that right? You're aware that you're under oath. So you're now changing your previous testimony that you heard this conversation. You're not changing it. So previously you described overhearing the conversation between Iago and Cassio. You're now changing and saying that you did not hear that.
Well, let me describe to you what happened.
Please.
I only saw and heard very small bits of the conversation. But what I did see was my handkerchief, which only left me to be confused and frustrated and further into my illness.
So regardless, after this conversation, you were under the impression that Cassio and Desdemona did have an affair.
It was impossible not to consider the idea.
All right, so after Cassio left, you went back to talk to Iago again, is that right?
I did.
And the first thing you said to him was, "How shall I murder him, Iago?" Is that right?
I didn't say that.
You didn't say that.
I didn't say that. The devil said that.
The devil said that.
The devil said that.
So in that moment, the devil took over your body.
The devil possessed me, yes.
Right there, and the devil had you say that you were going to kill Cassio.
Yes. The effects of my epilepsy caused me to go in certain blackouts, and it became clear on this island something had gone wrong, and the devil possessed me.
So we'll let the record reflect that this is the first time that the devil conveniently possessed you, is that right?
The devil possessed me.
All right, thank you. So now, of course, this was regarding to Cassio, but Cassio wasn't the only one involved in this alleged affair, now was he?
Could you repeat the question?
Your wife was also involved in this alleged affair, correct?
Sure.
So now, you certainly had a few choice words to describe Desdemona, isn't that right?
To describe my wife.
Yep.
loving and caring.
So is it your testimony now that you did not say, let her rot and perish and be damned tonight, for she shall not live?
I was possessed by the devil.
Correct. The devil took you over at that point.
By the devil. I was possessed by the devil. He's right there. I was possessed by the devil.
He'll come out, just leave him alone.
We can take a break. If you need a moment, we can pause. Are you ready to continue? Do you need some medical help? Do you need to call somebody? You stop that. Whenever you're ready.
Are you alright, old friend? He's alright.
I have as much time as you need. Are we Othello again? Good. I only have questions for Othello, not the devil. Okay. Actually, speaking of that, you never went to see a priest about these frequent possessions by the devil?
I am a devout Catholic. I look to the Lord as a source of strength. Of course, I consulted a priest. Of course, I consulted the Lord.
All right, thank you. Are you ready to go back and keep talking about the date of the Rex murder now? Thank you. So, we're just clarifying right now that when you said Desdemona shall not live, that was the devil. Is that right? All right. So now it was at this point that Iago suggested that you strangled Desdemona in her bed. Is that right?
He suggested, but I could never do that. I could never dream of doing that ever.
However,
That's my wife.
that's not all that Iago said at that moment, was it? He in fact told you not to poison her, right?
I could never say that. The devil said that. The devil possessed me.
So the devil asked Iago for poison to kill your wife. All right, very convenient yet again. So I'd like to talk a little bit later that day. Right after Cassio left, Desdemona and Lodovico came in. Sorry?
Could you repeat that?
After Cassio left and you talked to Iago for a little while, Desdemona and Lodovico came in. Sure?
Yes.
Did they come in? Yes, thank you. And Lodovico handed you a letter. And while you were reading this letter, you heard Desdemona describing your falling out with Cassio to Lodovico. Is that right?
Yes.
And this infuriated you?
I wouldn't say infuriated.
I'm sorry, is it safe to say that the devil possessed you again?
Yes.
The devil possessed you again right there. All right, thank you. And you struck her at that point, didn't you?
The devil struck my wife.
The devil struck her. Right. I'm sorry, I just keep having to wrap my mind around that one. And now this striking happened in front of Lodovico, is that right?
I was not present. The devil was there. He struck my wife.
Okay, so before the devil took over, you saw Lodovico there. And you saw Iago there. Correct? So, the devil, you can assume, struck your wife in front of the presence of others. All right, thank you. I'm going to need you to speak up for the record.
Yes, the
Thank
devil
you.
struck my wife.
All right, so let's now move on to that evening. Now, you entered your bedroom while Desdemona was sleeping, is that right? And you kissed her when you walked in, and she woke up, is that right?
I don't know. I blacked out and the devil took over.
Okay, but just to clarify, Desdemona was alive when you walked in the room, is that correct?
Or she was sleeping.
All right, but that's when, again, the devil conveniently took over.
The last thing I remember was kissing her goodnight.
All right, so now you wouldn't then know, per se, if you smothered Desdemona in that time.
I could never smother her or do anything like that to her. Never.
But as you just said, you don't remember what happened at that time, do you?
I was not there, of course not.
You were physically there, though, of course, correct?
I was not there.
Your
The
physical
devil-
body was not in the room?
My physical body could have been there, but I was possessed by the devil.
All right, thank you. Just for a moment, I'm just going to talk about your physical body so we can get away from this whole devil concept, all right? Your physical body was in the room during your blackout, is that correct?
The devil possessed me. I was possessed by the devil. He came through my body.
Yes. So are you saying that, yes, your physical being, regardless of it was possessed by the devil or not,
The devil
was in the
used my
room?
body as an instrument. I was possessed
Okay.
by the devil.
So if you don't remember, you can't say that your physical body did it smother Desdemona.
The devil used my body as an instrument. The devil possessed my body.
No, I'm going to need a straight answer at this point. Can you tell me for a fact that your physical body did not smother Desdemona?
No.
No, you can say for a fact that that didn't happen. You can say for a fact that something you can't remember didn't happen.
The devil possessed my body. I was not there.
Right, all right, thank you. So now, a little while later, you heard a knock on the door, is that right?
I did.
So just to clarify, you were back in your own body at this point. The devil left. Just as Amelia was knocking on the door. Wow, this devil has some impeccable timing. And then when Amelia came in, Desdemona cried out, "Oh, falsely, falsely murdered." Is that right?
No.
You never heard that?
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that?
No.
Okay, so it's your testimony here that you don't remember that.
No.
So, do you not remember hearing her say that it wasn't you?
The only thing my wife said to me was that she loved me.
All right, so you don't remember her saying that it wasn't you. All right, that's just fine. However, to your knowledge, Amelia didn't think it was you, did she? Based on your conversation with Amelia, it didn't seem like she thought you killed Desmona, is that right?
I could never do that.
So to answer my question, you were under the impression that Amelia did not believe that you killed her, is that right?
Why would Amelia believe that? I could never do that.
However, right after, you told Amelia that, in fact, you could do that, didn't you?
The devil. The devil said these things.
The devil came back at this point.
I never would ever say or ever harm or injure do anything like that to my wife. I was very, very in love with her.
So the devil came back just as you said, 'twas I that killed her.
I don't have any control over him. The devil possessed me.
So you're saying the devil possessed you when you said 'twas I that killed her. Is that right?
I never said that.
The devil said that.
The devil possessed me.
And just one last thing, that we all just saw what happens when the devil takes over your body. I'm assuming that little spasm was the devil taking over your body. Is that right?
Yes.
So are you telling us all here today that reasonably long fiasco happened every time you just told us the devil took over your body?
Not every single time, no.
Oh, sometimes it just kind of waltzes in.
And a blackout. The devil possessed me.
All right. Thank you. Now, just to clarify, you're aware now that Cassio and Desdemona never had an affair. Is that right?
I'm aware.
You're now aware.
It was never something I could fully consider ever to begin with.
All right. Thank you. No further questions.